Hello everyone, welcome back to the Master League and welcome to the final game of the International Champions Cup. Now you would have been forgiven for thinking that Guangzhou would be an easy game, but look at some of the players that they have in their team. The likes of Paulinho, the likes of the right back whose name I can't fully make out there, but you can see he's rated at 81, so he can't be a bad player. Looking at some of the players on the bench, they've got an interesting looking left midfielder in Spielman. They've got some decent players. I forget sometimes that the Chinese league has a lot of money. They've got Ibora in defence. Yeah, I do forget that they actually have an awful lot of money washing around the Chinese league, and that could have an effect on the players that they can bring in. As for who we're going to play today, I'm going to give Iago a break. Gallardo's going to come on because it looks like to me that Guangzhou are going to sit back a fair amount given that particular setup. And if they are going to attack, it looks like it might be that they attack more through the centre. So the fullback's not necessarily needed to be as defensively aware, and Gallardo has done a good job for us coming on. Rodriguez is looking a little bit short of stamina, and he's not particularly in the best form, so I'm thinking that maybe we're going to play Charles ahead of him. So that we will do. The front three looking pretty decent. I'm not going to change something that isn't broken on this instance. Let's make... Oh, hang on, what happened there? R3. Oh, I see, okay. Auto lineup. Yeah, we're not doing that. It's L3 that I want to use, isn't it? There we go. Schurz is captain again. I'm going to have to change that in the game plan so that I don't have to change that every single match. And I think we're going to give Romero a game, given that Lomba is not in the best of form. And given his age, it looks like Romero is probably going to have to start playing more games for us before too long anyway. That's going to do it for the lineup. You can see that the kits today are... Oh wow, I didn't realise that Guangzhou were basically a Manchester United rip-off. Wow, okay. Well, we only have two kits, and they only have two kits. And their yellow one, oh my word. The yellow one's very, very basic, but I kind of like it. So let's go with yellow versus... Let's go yellow versus red. Why not? I've got the power to say what kits we use. I'm going to play with my home kit. So yellows versus reds. It should be a bright encounter, if nothing else. So I mentioned on Monday's episode that I've been playing a little bit of a private save. I actually started up a brand new Master League save with a team. I actually replaced Dudelanger in the other European leagues with a team of my own creation, Burntwood FC, sorry, not United. Custom badge, custom kit. I really enjoy making custom kits, just getting on Photoshop and coming up with ideas. It's something that I just do in my spare time because I'm a sad case. It's a fun thing to do. It's very relaxing for me, and I've always enjoyed kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of designing kits. I guess if anyone's particularly interested, I could always do a quick supplementary video at some point in the near future, just showing off the team and their strips and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a brand new Master League save that I've been doing just as a personal challenge with the original Master League players, and god, there are some terrible ones in that team. Absolutely shocking, but there are some okay ones, and we've had a pretty decent start to the season in the English Championship. We've won 2 and drawn 1, so we're not doing too badly. Better than I would have thought anyway. But here we are. This is the final game of the International Champions Cup. As we've been mentioning before, we need to really win this game to guarantee ourselves the trophy. And on top of that, we want to make sure that we win by a healthy margin to really make it as unlikely as possible that Flamengo can overtake us on the goal difference stakes. So here's Schurz into Velasco, plays it out to Gallardo, inside to Hulimar. Lobbed forward is a chance. No, Lopez couldn't get his head onto it, and it's hoofed clear. I would say into Rosette, but this is one of those stadiums where there's a running track around it. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that was so good. It's such a shame that a goal didn't result from it. And instead, Evergrande able to break, and they've got real numbers ahead here. Luckily, the back pass was absolutely appalling. Looks like Guangzhou, where possible, are winning the ball and they're countering immediately. So we're going to have to be wary of that. I can't bring too many players forward into the attack. The attacking fullbacks could leave us a little bit high and dry. Charles, Velasco, Nonato, lobbed forward. Hulimar can't get to it. Evergrande play it back to the goalkeeper, who hoofs it clear. Melton's running onto it. He can't get to it in time though. Evergrande keep it in. This is not bad from Evergrande, and in fact I thought they'd broken the offside trap. But he was just offside in the end, and it's going to be a free kick to Inter. Diego Carlos standing over this free kick. Oh, good. An update for Gran Turismo. I must have a look at that later. Sure. Carlos. Nailton. Into Lopez. Here's Nonato. Guerrero's got a chance here. Oh, off the post again. That's the second time they've been saved, but they can't get to the rebound. And that's appalling from Guangzhou. The defensive mix-up there. Nobody knew who was going for the ball. And in the end, it was Guerrero who picked up on his own rebound. He had no right to get to it, but he did anyway. Oh dear, oh dear. The manager of the Chinese side will not be happy. But I don't really care. 1-0 to Inter. So far, everything going according to the master plan. Not much of a master plan. It's basically win all your games. Lobbed forward. Charles wins the header. Ooh, nearly. Diego Carlos very nearly coming a cropper there. He gets away with it. Plays the ball forward into Nonato. Round the corner. Mailton unable to maintain possession. He busts the guts to try and get there though. Love the work rate. Oh, Velasco just unable to quite get a foot on the ball. And that is a foul by Gallardo, the left back. I'm still not sure whether he is supposed to be pronounced like the Lamborghini. But I like saying Gallardo, so that's what I'm going to say it as. And if anyone knows how it's pronounced for real, then please do let me know. If it is Gallardo, then I guess I'll have to show him some respect. Put some respect on the name. But in the meantime, I'm just going to call him Gallardo because I really like saying it like that. Guangzhou, edgy area, did have a chance, but they lose the ball. They've won it back here. Mailton goes out to meet his man. Passed inside. Two men on the ball. Neither of them able to pick up on it. Oh my word, what's going on here? The Red Sea is parted. Talisca. Oh, that's a good chance for him. And he's put it over the bar. Another player that I have heard the name of before. That was a lovely pass. It's a shame for him really that he wasn't able to finish it. Romero with the short ball out to Diego Carlos. Inter very fond of playing out of the back, it seems. Charles picks it up in defensive midfield, brings it forward. Plays it into Velasco, who immediately knocks it forward to Hulimar. Inside to Guerrero, first touch. I think that ball was offside. Yeah, it was. A shame, because if he looked slightly further afield, he would have seen the fullback rampaging forward on the right wing. That's good from Hulimar, pulling back to win the ball. It's Velasco, can't find anyone with the header. It's picked up by Guangzhou. Milton. Nonato. Guerrero. Hulimar unable to do anything with it, but Gallardo picks up the loose ball. An adventurous pass, which didn't quite work out for him, but I'm not mad. I love to see a little bit of ingenuity from time to time, and if it's in the attacking third, then it's really no harm, no foul. Gallardo in a more familiar defensive position. He's beaten though. Schurz has to go out to meet his man. Oh, Inter need to wake up against better opposition. That is going to cost them, and they will be facing better opposition later this season. They are, of course, competitors in the Libertadores, the South American version of the Champions League. Lobbed out wide left to Gallardo. Dinks it over to Charles. Impudent little pass. You love to see things like that. Velasco turns on it, moves it back to Nonato. Here's Diego Carlos, who's slightly wide on the right-hand side. The split centre-backs whenever the full-backs push forward. Of course, a defensive midfielder, Charles in this instance, allowing them to do so, giving them a little bit of more width and defensive solidity in the centre. And there's the whistle for half-time. It's 1-0 to Inter, thanks to that 20th minute goal by Guerrero. It's been a good start for the team. They'll want to score another goal if they can, just to make things absolutely secure. But this isn't a bad start. Guerrero. He's just over on it slightly. Three men converge around the ball, all of them beaten. It's like watching them play in a school ground. Nonato comes out wide on the right. He gets to it, stops the pass, but it ends up back at the feet of a Guangzhou player. Well done, Charles. Lopez just unable to control it with enough finesse. But Nonato does a good job of winning the ball back. Good pressing by Hulimar. A bundle of energy. Guangzhou just about not managing to keep the ball in. It's Velasco. Plays it out wide to Gallardo on the left-hand side. Back inside to Velasco. Nonato trying to win the ball, but not quite able to hang on to it. But it doesn't matter too much. Errant through ball, Milton picking it up. And it looks like the referee's picked up for a foul here. It's needless. Needless from Gustavo Nonato there. A real shame. But there we go. Iborra with the free kick, plays it long forward. Here's an opportunity for Inter if the ball is good. Oh, Hulimar's got so much pace against this defence. Plays it in, can't find his man. Schurz covering that beautifully. Here's Charles, Nonato, Guerrero, Hulimar. Gallardo might just keep this in. He does. crossed into the box. Referee's given an offside. Kind of pointless given the fact that Guerrero never touched the ball, was never likely to touch the ball. They change the offside so often that I'm not entirely sure what the current rules are. Used to be that if you touched the ball from an offside position, or if you influenced play in any way from an offside position, that was enough. But now apparently just being offside is enough. Here's a ball. Oh, nearly. It's nice to see them trying it. Hulimar doesn't quite manage to track his man down in time. That's good from Gallardo. Carlos. Mailton. Velasco in the centre. Moves it out to the centre-back, Schurz. Inside to Hulimar. Sliding tackle, collects the wing forward on his way through. I do wonder why those are never given as fouls. They might win the ball, but they take plenty of the man at the same time. Doesn't quite seem fair. Good tackle by Schurz. Oh no, not quite the ball that we wanted. .77 minutes on the clock. Changes to be made. Gallardo's had a good game, but he's starting to run low on energy, so a risk is being taken. Iago, not necessarily in the best of form at the moment, is coming onto the pitch to replace him. Not sure much else to be changed here. Perhaps Lopez off for Suarez. That will do for now. Really no need to upset the apple cart too much. Hulimar's had the absolute beating of everybody down the left-hand side, so I'm not taking him off. Here he goes, Hulimar. He's on the ball. He's got plenty of time. Oh, he just puts it wide, though. Good pressure by the defender, letting him know he was there. And that ultimately, I think, is why the ball ended up going wide. Good strength from Hulimar to hold him off for that long, though. It was the right decision to try and go across the goalkeeper. Long ball for Diego Carlos underneath it. Goes to win the header, can't quite manage it. And the referee gives a free kick against him. Maybe. I can kind of understand why that was given. Although it wasn't through any fault of my own, it's not something that I've purposely done. It's just how it is sometimes. Ball into the box. Real feeling of danger in these last few minutes. It feels like Guangzhou are absolutely desperate. They're throwing almost everything forward. Hulimar onto the long ball forward. Velasco. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Lobbed forward. Surely that's gone out of play now. It has. It's going to be a throw-in. Triple substitution for Guangzhou. They're really going for it now, I think. Here's Velasco. Through ball to Hulimar. Last chance here. Goes out for a corner kick. Velasco, straight ball in. And that's it. Final score 1-0 to Inter. And you can tell from the celebrations on the pitch, it looks as though that is enough to clinch the International Champions Cup South America edition. It's always a great start to a season when you can pick up a trophy, regardless of what some people might think. It's better to win a trophy than to not win one. And that's another one to add to the trophy cabinet of this manager. He's had nothing but success since he arrived on the scene back in 2020. A very, very even game. A lot more fouls given against Inter. But in the end, the only thing that matters is that scoreline. 1-0 to Internacional. Guerrero, the man of the match, unsurprisingly, the only man to get on the score sheet today. And wow, in the other game, Flamengo beat Universidad by 4-0. My, how close it was in the end after all of that. If they had managed another one, I don't know how it would have been decided. As it is though, Inter win the Champions Cup on goal difference, having scored 1 goal more. Good Lord Almighty. Well, it's lovely to start off with a trophy this season, and it's going to be a long old season given all of the competitions that we're involved with. Next up is the Copa Continental dos... Oh, I can't remember all the fucking words. It's the Brazilian Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a little pre-season Chapter 2. Fair enough, he did very well. He did do very well. I'm not going to say any different. And it looks like the decision to loan out Trellis has really paid off. He's doing very nicely indeed out there at the moment. I expect him to be much more of a squad player when he comes back from his loan. I can't remember if it's 6 months or a year, but he'll be back before too long, and I think he'll be an invaluable part of this team. Guerrero's role has changed. He's now a great star player. And we've had an offer from Sao Paulo for William Potka, a player that really we can't afford to lose at the moment, unless there is an offer. Maybe there is another player that we could bring in that would be able to replace him, but I'm really not sure that that would be the case. Let's have a look at what they're offering for him at the moment. £3.1 million. He's only worth 4.8. He doesn't have a release fee. He's contracted for another year. I don't necessarily think that that we need to be worrying about selling him anytime soon. Let's not worry about selling him. So let's go back in here, let's go down to Potka, and let's end negotiations. Okay, and that's going to do us for another episode. Next time, we're going to be playing in the first round of the Brazilian Cup. Sorry, the second round of the Brazilian Cup against Sao Bento. So I've never heard of them, but it looks like they've got a bit of a QPR thing going on. That should be interesting. Till next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.